Hey guys, in this video I am going to show you a trick of bond order with which you can find out the bond order of any molecule within very short time. This trick will be helpful for those who are preparing for competitive exams like JEE or NEET, where time management is very important. By saving your crucial time in such questions, you can easily use your time in other questions and therefore maximizing your marks. So before starting the trick, I want you to know what is the general formula of bond order. As you can see, the general formula of bond order is number of bonding electrons minus number of anti-bonding electrons by 2. This is generally determined by drawing an MOT diagram first and then by calculating the number of bonding and anti-bonding electrons, and the bond order is found out. So let's see our trick, and let us see how you can apply this trick in the questions. So first of all, for 0 electrons to 8 electrons, you can first draw an alphabet W, in which you can draw 3 parallel lines, and the points where the line is cutting the alphabet, you can assign electrons there. For example, in the first line we can see 3 points are being cut by the line, so you can assign 3 electrons, that is 0, 4 and 8 electrons. And in the second line 1, 3, 5, 7 electrons are being assigned, and in the last line, that is in the lower portion, 2 and 6 electrons are assigned. So you should remember that for 0, 4 and 8 electrons the bond order is 0. For 1, 3, 5, 7 electrons the bond order is 0.5, and for 2 and 6 electrons the bond order is 1. And similarly for 8 electrons to 20 electrons, first of all you should write the number of electrons in the following way. That is, first of all you should write 14, then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and in another portion you should reverse the order and write the numbers up to 8. This is not number, this is basically the number of electrons. That is 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. And most importantly, you should remember the bond order of 14th electrons. If you can remember this bond order, that is, if you can remember the bond order of 14 electrons, then you can easily remember the bond order of other electrons too. So for 14 electrons the bond order is 3, for 15 it is 2.5, similarly for 13 also. For 16 it is 16 electrons, the bond order is 2, and for 17 the bond order is 5. Basically this is a series. This is basically an series involving arithmetic progression where the common difference is 0.5. Or in simply you can say that first of all you should write the bond order of 14 electrons and then subtract 0.5 in the following way. I want you to know another two important things, that is, if bond order is 0, then that molecule doesn't exist, and there is a relation between bond order, bond angle, bond length and bond strength, in which bond order directly depends on bond angle, it is inversely dependent upon bond length, and it directly depends upon bond strength. That is, if bond order increases, then bond angle also increases, bond strength also increases, but bond length decreases since it is inversely proportional. So we have seen the trick, how this trick works. Now let us see an example where you can learn better how to use this trick. So if you are asked to find out the bond order of C2 2 minus, N2 2 minus and O2 2 minus, then we can use this trick in the following way. That is in C2 2 minus, we know that the number of electrons are 14. There are 14 electrons. So for 14 electrons the bond order is 3. So for 14 electrons the bond order is 3. And in N2 minus there are 16 electrons, and for 16 electrons we have bond order 2, so the bond order is 2. And in O2 2 minus we have 18 electrons, and for 18 electrons the bond order is 1, so you can write bond order directly 1. As you can see, the trick is very simple and time saving, and if you use this trick in exam you will definitely be able to save a lot of time and use that time in other questions for maximizing your marks. Thank you.